about stuff. I hope everyone's well for a kick-off. Hope you're all having a very good day. What's been going on? Do you know them? Do you ever have them days where you wake up? I hope you have a day where you wake up, but it's absolutely fecking freezing. Like you get out of bed, you don't want to get out of bed because of how cold it is, but you've got no choice. You don't want to go in the bathroom because you know it's going to be freezing. Eventually you get wrapped up and whatnot, you get like some clothes on, maybe put a hoodie on or whatever. I did with it. I got my hoodie here. I put that on again downstairs. I made my first coffee of the day. This is my second one. We're now at 5 to 9 in the morning. I've got no plans today. I've got a free day, so I'm doing a couple of videos. You make your coffee anyway, or whatever. You go, oh god, I've got to go outside in a bit. I know it's going to be freezing, so I knew it was going to be cold. I had to go and walk the dog. I was dreading it, so I had a t-shirt on, my Joker t-shirt. I had a hooded top on. I then put a coat on over the top. Like in the space of 2 weeks, I've gone from wearing shorts and t-shirt out and about to wearing a coat and a hoodie and a bobble hat, not a cap, a bobble hat. And you're walking around, you're like, yes, I've won. 1-0 to me, baby. I'm nice and warm. You're looking at people and they're freezing. You're like, yeah, you daft kids, I'm warm, you're cold. 1-0 to me. But then you carry on walking up around and the temperature rises a little bit and the sun comes out as it has now. It's been raining for days, but it's a sunny day today. Still chilly but sunny. And you just know you're going to regret wearing all these layers in about 5 minutes. That happened to me today. By the end of walking the dog, I was so warm. I was sweating buckets. So this is horrible. Why have I done this? I guess sometimes it's better to go out cold and warm up than go out warm and get too warm. So yeah, I've had a bit of a mare this morning. Anyways. God, that's good. I went a bit OCD with the coffee yesterday. I think I had like 8 coffees in one day, which is not like me at all. I normally have like 2 or, well, that's a lie, about 4. I just seem to be drinking coffee every 2 minutes. I was like an American. Anyways, in today's video, some of you will find this really interesting. Like to the point of like, wow, how interesting is that, Ollie? Like, wow, how interesting is that, Ollie? To others will be like, what the hell is he talking about? What is he on about plus 1.5 and double chance and stats and whatnot? And some of you might be like, okay, I don't get what he's on about, I don't really care for it, but I like the sounds and stuff, so I will listen. Either way, drop me a comment and a thumbs up in the bottom bit down below. There's like the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and drop a comment and a subscribe. Why you would not be subscribed already, I do not know. Why aren't you subscribed already? Anyways, make sure you do that. So I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute. We're going to be looking down on from a bird's eye view. Well, not, there's not a bird in the room that's looking down, but you'll be looking from up above. So what I've been doing, I've enjoyed a football bet for quite a while now. When I say quite a while, I'd say I started betting. My first football bet, I think, was when I was like 17, 18. It didn't go well, and I didn't really do it for a long time after that. Then I started again about 5 or 6 years ago. Just 1 or 2 here and there. And then I just lost interest. And when I'd go into the bookies, to the off licence, they'd always say, do you want to set up an online account? I'm like, nah, don't be silly, I'm okay. And then about a year and a half ago, I I started seeing ads for free bets. They'd be like, look, you can have a £10 free bet, or put £10 on, we'll give you £10. So I set up all these online betting accounts with different bookmakers and got all the free bets, and it's just sort of stuck with me ever since. But as the title says, or should say if I remember to put it in the title, I have now found a winning tactic, and I don't know how. Well, I do know how. And I'm not saying every bet I place is a winner, not in the slightest. But when I say on the weekend, let me have a little look. I made 19 selections, so that was 19 different football matches. I picked like the winner in, or I predicted if there'd be more than one goal or whatever it might be. And out of those 19 games, 17 of them were correct. Last night I did a further 6 predictions and selections on 2 separate bets, and 5 of them were correct. So altogether we're looking at 25 selections, and only 22 of them have been right so far. If you put some decent money on those selections, you're going to come in with a decent amount of profit. Unfortunately, I'm not a daft gambler who can afford to risk a lot of money, so I normally bet very small and try and build it up, so to speak. So what I do now is turn the camera around, bird's eye view way, and I will show you how I've been working out my selections, the research I've been doing, the selections I've picked, which ones have come in. Maybe it gives you a bit of confidence to do it yourself, or makes you want to follow my bets, whichever it might be. Because I do have another channel, a football channel, where I place my bets. So maybe you can come over there and take a look, follow the bets yourself. Who knows? So yeah, let's get right into it, guys. I'm going to turn the camera around. See you all in a minute. Okay then, guys, I apologise if you can see the wire hanging down. It's quite difficult to place it from this position. Okay, so what we have in front of us is it's actually quite an expensive notebook. I think this was like 12 to 15 quid. It was bought for me a couple of years ago. As you can see, I've actually torn some pages out of there when I changed what to use the book for. So what we have here, you'll struggle to read it because it's wrote in pencil, so it's quite faint on the camera. I used to pick teams like, I'd look at, PSG are playing, let's back PSG, Bayern Munich are playing, let's back them, Barcelona, etc. Well, not so much anymore, Barcelona. And if you know the results from the weekend, you'll know PSG, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid all lost. So that could potentially lose you 3 separate bets if you have each team on a separate bet. So I started looking through some of the unusual leagues, which I don't know half of these teams before the last weekend. Let me go through the teams with you and which leagues they play in. At the top here, we have Vorwärts Stier. They are in the Austrian 2nd division. We have SFB Oure. They are in the Danish 3rd division. We have Bodo Glimt in the Norwegian top division. We have Napoli in Serie A, with a team from the Norwegian 1st division called HamKam. We have a team called Lafnitz, who play in Austria. Volendam, who are in the Dutch 2nd division, as well as Excelsior. We have a team called Liefering, who are in I think it's the 2nd division in Austria. We have Kelty Hearts in the Scottish 2nd division. RB Salzburg from the Austrian Premier League. Austria, Lustenau from the second division in Austria, Beerschot from the Belgian first division, I think that is. I've got Bournemouth there because Bournemouth are doing quite well in the Championship. We have Victoria Plzeň from the Czech Premier League, Bochum in the Bundesliga, Jan Regensburg from the Bundesliga 2, Ingolstadt also from the second division in Germany, Pisa from Serie B in Italy, Skiva from the second division in Denmark, Floresti from the Moldovan first division. Now before we carry on, not all these teams are in good form. Floresti have lost, I believe, 7 of their first 8 games. So some of these teams are on here because they're that bad that you can sort of guarantee they're not going to get the win. We have Zwolle from the Eredivisie, Kriens from the Swiss Challenge League, Helsingør, the Danish first division, KTP from the Finnish first division, Vicenza from Serie B, Alcagon, who are currently bottom of the second division in Spain, and Rizespor of the Turkish Premier League. We have one more Turkish team here from the second division in Turkey, and that is Umraniyespor. I think that's how you say it. I probably got it completely wrong. And then what I would do is take these notes and put them on post-its so it stands out a bit better for me. So I would look at each team I've picked, and then I'd look at their opponents. I'd look how many games they've won, how many they've drawn and lost throughout the season, and then their last 4 games, how many they've won, drawn, lost, how many goals they've scored, how many goals they've conceded. So if we look over here, top left, if you can see that. Let me check you can see that up here. Okay, the top left here, I have Ingolstadt. They've played 8 games this season. They only won 1 of those. They drew 1 and lost 6 games. They were taking on Schalke, who have played 8, won 4, drawn 1 and lost 3. In their last 4 games, Ingolstadt had lost 3 of them and won 1, scoring 4 but conceding 9 goals in 4 games, which is on average 2 goals a game they conceded. Schalke had won 3, lost 1, scored 7, only conceded the 3 goals. So on form, 3 wins against 3 losses. Schalke were my favourites going into this game, and I backed them to win. And Schalke did win that game. I think it was 1-0 to Schalke on the day of the weekend. I then looked at Pisa in Serie B. They'd played 6, won 5, drawn 1, so they hadn't lost a game in their first 6. In their last 4, they'd drawn 1 and won 3 of them, scoring 10 goals. So 2.5 goals per game they are scoring, and they conceded 4. So conceded 1 per game and scoring 2.5 goals per game. They were taking on Regina, who had played 6, won 2 and drawn 4. So because Regina hadn't lost any of their first 6 games, and they had 4 draws, I fancied a chance of either a draw or a win for Pisa. Because Pisa had 5 wins and 1 draw. Regina had 4 draws and 2 wins and neither had lost. So I went for a double chance, which means Pisa to win or draw. Apologies, I had to just have a little cough there, and it just saved me standing up and stopping the camera and restarting it again. Let me just check if that Pisa one came in or not. I'm pretty sure it did. Yes, Pisa. They won their game. I actually backed them to win. Sorry, I put it as double chance on here, but then I so they're in quite good form throughout the season, but their last 4, they'd won 1, drawn 2 and lost 1, scoring 6 and conceding 7. So on form they weren't in the best shape, and they were taking on Karlsruhe, also of the same division, who'd played 8, won 3, drawn 3 and lost 2, with a similar form in the last 4, drawn 2, lost 1, won 1. So I couldn't pick out a winner of that game, so I left it be for the time being. Floresti though, here, these are a guarantee at the minute. They were taking on a team called Svintel in the Moldovan League. Floresti, I'd never heard this team, ever. They've played 12 games, they've lost 12 games. In their last 4 games they conceded 11 goals, so nearly 4 goals a game, and they'd only scored 1 goal themselves. So in that position you could be looking at both teams to score. No, I'd say that no, both teams won't score because they've only scored 1 in 4 games. Or you could be looking at over 2.5 goals, which would mean in the game there'll be at least 3 goals or more, because on average they are conceding 4 goals a game. But Svintel, they'd won 3, drawn 4, lost 4, and in their last 4 games they'd lost 2, drawn 1, won 1. They weren't big scorers, they'd only scored 3 goals in their last 4, but only conceded 4. So they weren't likely to concede, but there wasn't much chance of them scoring a lot. But with Floresti losing all their games so far, I backed Svintel to win, and they did do. So that was another selection that came in for me. Let's moving along over here. We have Kelty Heart in, I believe they went behind on the day. Overall, so far in the season, they've played 8, won 6 and drawn 2. In their last 4, they'd won 3 of them, drawn 1, scoring 9, conceding 2. They were taking on Annan. I think it's Annan Athletic, I could be wrong. Now, Annan Athletic had played 8 games, won 5 of them, lost 3 of them. In their last 4, they'd won 2 and lost 2. So, even though Kelty Hearts are top of the league, I think, from what I remember, Annan aren't the worst opposition they would play, so I backed Kelty Hearts to get the win or draw, and they did do just that. There's one on here, I think it was this one here, the Leipzig game. So Leipzig were taking on Bochum, and I put it down that there'd be at least 2 goals in this game, because Leipzig in their last 4 games have scored 11 goals, conceded 9, so that's 20 goals in 4 games for Leipzig, whereas Bochum have conceded 12 and scored 2. So between the 2 teams, you were looking at 34 goals in 8 games between the 2 teams, respectively, that they've played against other teams. Bochum only won 1, drawn 1 and lost 4. Leipzig are in great form this season, only winning 2 in the league, losing 3 and drawing 1. But when you're looking at a goal return of 34 between the 2 teams in 8 games, it was a given that there would be at least 2 goals in this game, and if there wouldn't be, if there wasn't, then that would have been a shock and a half. So we got the win there by backing 2 goals. Let me just take you straight to the selections that we got correct. So week 1 of making these selections, this was just over the weekend. I went with Volendam in the Dutch 2nd division to get a win or a draw. They did do. I went with Lustenau in Austria to win. They did. I went with Lons in at least one goal, and they did do in their game. Shamrock Rovers against Derry. I think it's top against second. I predicted there'd be 2 goals in this game or more, and there was. Hamburger rather, I think it's in Austria, Hamburger, to win. I got that one incorrect. I think they lost that game actually. Lafnitz against Liefering. For there to be at least 2 goals in that Austrian game, there was. Leipzig to win, Pisa to win, Schalke to win, all came in. Heerenveen, win or draw, that happened. I think they won that game. Leuven to get a win or a draw, that also came in. Kelty Hearts to win their game against Annan, that happened. HamKam to score at least 1 goal, because if we look at HamKam, I'm sure I've got it on here somewhere. No, maybe I haven't. But HamKam have scored a lot of goals in their league. They're like top of the league, and I think like they're about 5th or something like that. But they always seem to score. So I had no concerns over backing them to get at least 1 goal in their game. And they did do that for me. Bodo Glimt, I backed to win their top of their league. They did do that. Arau or Arau, I think they're in Austria, I might be wrong. They let me down. If that had come through, I'd have had a nice win there. And then RB Salzburg to win. That also happened. So 19 selections and 17 of those were correct. I also had a couple of wins on the UFC and Bellator MMA cards. These were the predictions from last night. So we had Bolton against Liverpool's under-21s. Now Bolton had played 1-1 in this competition. Liverpool had lost their first game, not even scoring but conceding 4 goals. Bolton's last 4 games in the league, they'd won 2, lost 2. I backed Bolton for the win. I think they won the game 4-1 in the end. Charlton, Southampton's under-21s. Charlton had won their first game in this competition, scoring 6. Southampton had lost, conceding 1 and not scoring a goal. So I had no issue backing Charlton, and they battered Southampton in that match. Northampton, Walsall, I couldn't separate the 2, so I left that one be. Same with Cheltenham, Exeter, it was too tough to call. Port Vale, Rochdale, I backed Port Vale to win. They had won their last 4 matches. Rochdale had won 1, drawn 1 and lost 2. And Port Vale actually lost earlier on in the season to Rochdale 3-2, but I still backed Port Vale at home to get the win, and they did with an own goal from a Rochdale player at the end of the game. Oxford Stevenage, I did get this wrong. I backed Oxford being the team, the higher league. They lost the game 2-1 to Stevenage. Wrexham Chesterfield, I didn't back that. Bromley Weymouth in the National League. Bromley had won 3, lost 1 of their last 4. Weymouth had lost 3 and drawn 1. I backed Bromley for the win. They did do just that. And then Yeovil, Maidenhead. The last 4, Yeovil had won 2, lost 2. Maidenhead lost 3, drawn 1. So I went with Yeovil to win or draw, and that came in for me, which gave me a nice little 4-1 win on the ACCA. So if you'd placed a tenner, you'd have won 40 quid. If you placed 100 quid, you'd have won 400 quid. I've already got my matches picked out for the next 3 days from tomorrow, so Thursday, Friday and Saturday. If you want to know my picks, then you'll have to head over to my other channel, to follow these bets, which I'll be announcing each day. So head over there if you want to follow that. But yeah, I hope this hasn't bored you too much. I'm quite happy with how it's gone. Last night, 5 of my 6 predictions came in, and the day before, or over the weekend, we had 17 from 19, or was it 15 from 17? So look, 17 from 19 were correct. This is better than I've ever done before, so I ain't gonna complain. And long may it continue. Take care, guys. I'll see you again very soon.